Well, shall we move to our number one?
I've got a number one. We can do that.
Hey,
I've got a number one.
I
Yeah.
got one of those too.
So my number one is the only one where I'm going to use multiple of a series in our chat here. The Xenoblade Chronicles series, the whole damn series. It's just amazing. So I have up here on the screen, so this was recorded a couple years ago. I have the collector's edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3, and X. I have Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. I think I've got Xenogears somewhere upstairs. I've also got Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. I've got some guides. Like, I love this series. This is Nintendo's best RPG series in 2024. I look forward to them to continue making more stuff from the series. Monolith Soft is wonderful. Xenoblade Chronicles X is one of the greatest games ever made. Like, you get to, like, build and set up your mechs and fly, and you get to do, like, a lot of, like, really complicated combat things with your mechs. And the combat in these games, I would say, is a lot more complex than what you're expecting in most RPGs. Like, the systems in these games are just massive. Xenoblade Chronicles X has probably one of the best combat systems. You can get lots of different classes. You can mix and match your palettes, kind of like you had in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but you get a mech on top of that, and there's gearing, and like you build different parts of your mech, and there's fuel for it. Like, y'all, this series is just absolutely incredible. And I would highly recommend Xenoblade Chronicles to anybody that hasn't played it. Do I have a favorite? X. X is my favorite. I absolutely love X. You can't really play it now because the servers don't work right anymore. But God, this series is just so good. Like, Xenoblade 1 is really an incredible story. It probably has one of the better stories in 1. And then once you beat the story in 1, you get to see how it links into 2 later on. And I'm kind of seeing how it links into 3. I'm not quite sure yet. But given that I've beat the games, and I'm working through 3 now, like, I absolutely love this series. If you haven't played it, go play it. We talked a lot about 2 already, but I think go ahead.
It does link to 3, by the way. It does link to 3. It very well. The whole trilogy, basically. Like, I don't think X is part of it, like, story-wise, but the trilogy does, like, all link into each other.
Yeah, like, you could see some of the combat of the mechs on screen right now. Like, there's some bosses that you can't kill unless you're in your mech. Like, they're just like these towering kaiju things. And X is just a game that is trapped on the Wii U. It deserves better. God, I love this series. It's so good. Highly recommend. Give it a
Right,
shot.
how far Monolith Soft got. For sure.
Like, Xenoblade Chronicles X is like the largest of their worlds, I think, and it is just massive. I don't think anybody that hasn't played, has anybody here besides me played X?
I have X, but I'm kind of sad now because you said it may not be as good of an experience with. But I have X, and honestly, I'm debating if that will be my first Xenoblade or Xenoblade Chronicles.
I would recommend. So X has the best combat. Dak, I have those things turned off right now. X has the absolute best combat, in my opinion, but the worst story. Like, the story in X is not as good as 1, 2, and 3. Like, the story in the trilogy is amazing.
It's more multiplayer focused.
No, I mean, only in part of it. Like, I only did some of the raid content as multiplayer, but it's a very single player focused game like the rest of it. It's a very narrative story. It's just the story's not as good as the trilogy. Like, if you want like the best combat in the series, go play X. if you want the best story, go start with a trilogy and beat 1, beat 2, then beat 3.
Yeah. I only know Elmo because she was a blade in Xenoblade Chronicles too.
Yeah, but like she's like so important. The Xenoblade Chronicles X ends on like the biggest cliffhanger in any game series I could remember, and it's like there's so much opening for another game. They just need to do it again. So I absolutely love the series. Go give it a shot. Okay, I'm done talking about Xenoblade now.